Welcome back. Now, they help us get to places, they inform us, they entertain us. Smartphone apps have become a way of life for so many of us. But what many don't know is they could be compromising our privacy. And as Lucy Polkinghorne discovered, it's perfectly legal.
I'd say most people who've got a smartphone or a tablet have no idea what these apps can actually do.
To me, it made me feel that they were controlling my whole phone and that I really had no control of it.
Facebook, Viber and Instagram are some of the worst.
It's just scary that this is what they're doing now.
We live in a world that's run on smartphones, with free apps that give us the ability to do almost anything, anywhere.
Apps have never been cheaper. We can do more things with apps now and software than we've ever been able to do.
We blissfully snap away on Instagram, make free calls overseas via Viber, check the latest weather, house prices, map our way, play games and check the stock market. But what many people don't realise is we are actually paying for them.
Nobody ever reads the terms and conditions when they should be reading the terms and conditions out there, because sometimes they would think twice about installing these apps.
While we may not be paying money, according to Adelaide's tech expert Richard Pascoe, we are trading something even more valuable.
It can look at your phone records, it can look at your SMS details, and can look at your contacts as well. It can actually alter if you have a USB device connected to it, it can actually alter anything on that device as well.
It started off with Viber, basically wanting to use your camera to record without your permission and to record audio without your permission, to make phone calls without your knowledge.
Willem Herbst had a number of free apps on his Android. It was only when he started receiving update reminders that he discovered what he had agreed to when he installed these apps.
As I started reading through all the other apps, that they were all doing it. They were all adding in this recording audio and video without your knowledge, reading through your contacts, making new accounts, deleting accounts, changing passwords.
Feeling his privacy had been compromised, Willem stopped installing apps altogether.
The scary part is that you're holding a phone that anybody can look at what you're doing, read what you're doing, listen to what you're doing, record it all and do whatever they like with it. Is the world heading in a way where we actually have no privacy at all?
Your private information is no longer private.
Every time we install a free app, we are giving the app maker approval to use our information any way they like, usually for advertising purposes.
App makers will use the information that you give them, that they can access off your device, to share with like-minded companies that they're in bed with.
The popular Facebook app can modify contacts, add or remove accounts, change passwords, modify or delete the contents of your SD card, and more worryingly,
the Facebook app, when you install that, can actually record audio and video without your knowledge.
When you sign up to Viber, you are agreeing to allow the app to share your data without your knowledge, read your contact card, and send your profile information to others, as well as
make phone calls on your behalf, send text messages on your behalf.
As for Instagram, it can use your phone's camera at any time without your authority. And it's all clearly documented in the app permissions section.
Richard, how do we find out what information these apps can access?
So we find the app that we want to install. So for the example, we're going to use Angry Birds. We click on the install button. Then the app permissions comes up in the middle of the screen and we click on See All. And then we can see that Angry Birds can modify or delete our USB storage. It knows our location and it can read phone status and identity.
The trouble is, how many of us actually read these vital clauses?
Do you download apps on your phone?
I do.
Do you read the app permissions before you install these free apps?
No.
No.
No. Not usually, no.
This app can access the following and all that information is no longer yours.
It's just an invasion of privacy, really.
You wouldn't want too many people listening in or changing your text messages, I wouldn't have thought.
It's like a violation of privacy, really.
People should be aware that apps are all about accessing information on our phones and on our tablets now.
If you want to be a part of, the modern day society, you kind of don't have a choice, really.
I would be quite happy to live without a smartphone and just go back to Nokia with no apps.